Of the Senate. The Senate is a democratic institution, and the Senate has given room for more members who is not aware of this yesterday, but got to know about it today, to be able to come tomorrow and hear their views. Democracy is about numbers, it's about participation. So what we are saying is that we can adjourn it tomorrow in order to give room for more people to come. We formed quorum today. 68 people signed the register. If you now accept 17 leaders of the Senatorate, we are more than a quorum. We could as well go on. But we don't want to say, oh, it was 3 o'clock they brought it, when members are already praying, they are fasting, and then there were not many people on the floor. That's the time they pass the proclamation. No. First thing tomorrow morning, information I got to other members. Some members are fasting, they are praying in their homes. Tomorrow they will be here, and then by 10 o'clock, we pick it up. We are in tendium with Mr. President. I am in tendium. Mr. President, because this borders on life and security. We don't joke with life and security. Like I said, Thomas Hope said, life of human being will solemnly pour, British. And then, of course, it will be, unheard of if the Leviathan will stop doing nothing when it's supposed to do something when there's a threat to life and property. And let me say, the President did not dissolve democratic institutions. This President only suspended for 6 months. And these 6 months will enable parties to go to the table, iron out their differences, and come so that there can be peace in Rivers State and by extension Nigeria. So I think the President have acted in accordance with the Constitution. It was Professor Wamboze who said clearly that the President of Nigeria have duty to protect and enforce the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. To do otherwise will be disastrous.
Some stakeholders have said what is happening in Rivers is very enough for a state of emergency. The president talked about vandalization of pipelines. There are agencies that have that responsibility to safeguard the pipelines. Why hold the government responsible for that?
Maybe people don't understand what is happening. Let me use you as a woman as an example. When you put hot water on the pot and you put fire in your cylinder, you can put your hand inside the water and be playing. In 10 minutes, will your hand remain there? Who will tell you to remove your hand? Because the steam of the water has come up, so you cannot avoid to put your hand. Without anybody telling you, you remove your hand quickly. But when you first put the water inside the hot pot, you can put your hand and be playing, even when you put fire. So this is exactly how war looks like. It starts brimming up. The earlier you quench the fire, the better for you. Otherwise, you're going to get your fingers burned. And that's what the president have done. And there's no amount of money you spend on protecting life and property that is too small. No, it's painful. A liberalist like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we ordinarily don't want to declare a state of emergency. If you read his speech, he said, he started Supreme Court, I intervened, I called this, I called that. These are liberalists. Realists who are, we Buhari write that kind of speech. No, this guy is a realist who is exhaustive with power. And they just going to declare, Obasanjo tell you, I spoke to that. He will declare, remove people, governor with 4 legislators before. But here we have a liberalist trying to do sanity of democracy being protected. So we must appreciate the fact. I, as a senator, like I said, I'm very much intended because I don't joke with issues of security. This is very important.
Some people have accused the president of being biased because they instigated all of this crisis. But I never cautioned you at some point in time.
The president
the big stick went to the government.
Yeah, the president is not the Supreme Court. I think if you said the president is biased, what about the Supreme Court? The Supreme Court went far than the president. The president, when the High Court says, keep the money of Rivers State in escrow account, Supreme Court said, no, release the money to them. The High Court says, keep the money in escrow. President says, release the money to them. Technically, he has a tab and give them their money to be doing their thing. What does the Supreme Court say? Supreme Court says, escrow the money, don't release one couple. So who is more biased? Is it the Supreme Court or the president? Supreme Court exercises wider power because they are looking at the law. But the president was talking about liberalism approach, cooperation and collaboration to make sure that we foster peace. But Supreme Court, look, it was Justice Holmes in 1644. He had this to say. The prophecy of what the court will do is only pretentious, is what I mean by a law. So if the court of law is even going to be a prophet, like a church pastor, it will not prophesy more than the law. The law is that you cannot run a state with majority of the assembly suspended. That is the law. But the president will say, can we dialogue? Can we rebuild the assembly? Those are liberalist principles. Our president is a classic liberalist. So he will do this. But for those of us who are realists, who have aggressiveness of power. You know, we don't play with power like this. We simply say dissolve, and then of course. But like I said, the president did not dissolve democratic institution. He only suspended and that is done anywhere in the world where security is topmost, first thing on the dashboard of Mr. President's agenda, the Hope agenda for 2027, which was exactly what was launched as his campaign mandate. Thank you.